Hello and welcome to part whatever this is of the Sunless Sea Let's Play. Don't really have, off the top of my head, I can't actually remember what we were doing, what we decided to end on last time. I know it was a very long stream. I'll probably remember when I go in. So let's hit continue. I do know, unfortunately, one of my favourite companions died of her illness because I wasn't quick enough gathering up all the stuff, which is annoying. On the other hand, we do now have the second most powerful ship, and probably my favourite ship. The first most powerful is a bit too big. It burns through supplies a bit too much. Okay, I'm gonna hand over Low Barnet just because the these ones can be used at Low Barnet. And then let's see, what do I have in my hold? I have quite a lot of stuff. Romantic literature, anatomical cabinet, a monstrous almanac. I've got that. Now then, if I'm right, let's see. Deliver the last load of Stinkstone. Streak information from Khan's heart. Encounter with Deviless. Not go do the astral plot because that's a different ambition, basically. Ventura's desire. Cool. Right, so we want Rosegate. Okay. Want to keep hold of a Syntac. I think we can sell the sapphires. I don't think they're used for anything in particular. And we can sell the souls. Want to keep the wine because we might be going back to Nook. I just bought 100 torpedo components in preparation for our potential battle against what's it called? Tree of Ages. Oh, wait. I know, I bought the Judgment Resonator, which equips to the bridge. So that increases our mirrors without decreasing our veils. So then the rest of it I think we can fill up with fuel and stuff. Do I need anything here? Nope. Nope. Okay, oh. I will just go and put ship in dry dock so that we aren't running around. Damaged. Low terror. I was going to go, whatever. Cool, so I think we're going to do a nice little, the kind of standard arc that we do. I want to go up to Vanderbilt to sell my almanac. I might then sail along here, Frostfound. I want to go to Nook because I want to hand over stuff to the letter from a guy in the Undercrow. Then ooh, I could actually go to Shepards Rocks and do stuff there. Anyway. So, nearly have 2 stats at over 100. Which is nice. The Almanacs is actually the only reliable way to increase pages above 50. Because, so usually to get up to 100 or 125 in some cases, depending on the exact officer you're talking to, you can give them secrets, but there's only one officer that does it, and it's one of the starting ones, and they don't go up till beyond 20. They don't go up to beyond 50 points in pages. Pages is kind of a worse stat, to be honest. Or not, maybe not necessarily worse, but the least useful. Those pirate ships, all of my weapons at this point do enough damage to automatically destroy pirate ships, the smallest pirate ships. Okay, we've finished the stuff with the curator. He's gone. Sell the almanac. So, the Charnel Lodge, it says sell ToonCon lists, but actually what it is basically you get them to pay a fee for dropping them off at Vanderbilt. I did not mean to press that. Like, it sounds awkward, you know. Oh, we're buying and selling ToonCon lists. But actually it's just literally, okay, get off the boat. We dragged you all the way over here. One thing that I can understand why the game does it, but it's kind of annoying, is that there's no way of kind of saving items other than having them in your hold. Like, you can't, there's no way of stockpiling stuff like in London or anything like that. Let's get some treasures. Outlandish artifacts are probably my favourite item because they sell for quite a lot and they don't take up any hold space. So they're good to have around. You may be getting kind of sick of seeing Wither, but it's one of the best places to go for grinding, I'm afraid. Well, grinding for materials and stuff, because it's the realm of the icebergs, which are some of the best things to wipe out. Yeah. It's very much a case of I can see why they didn't, but it would be kind of nice. Let's get Salt's attention. No echo. Well, the walls around Salt's Shine are written over with tales. Bring it a story. No echo. Your words sink into the silence like stones into quicksand. The initiate listens, eyes closed, committing every detail to memory. Leave now. If you see where I write your story, it's the worst kind of luck. Did I remember to gather intelligence? So many questions. Are you asking for any particular reason? At what time of day? Is that your hat? Might it be 6? It could be 6. Eventually you cobbled together enough implication and superstition to compose a report. Let's explore the town. Wither is a quiet, chilly town of Greystone and closed courtyards. The people are neither exactly unfriendly nor exactly hospitable. They have an irritating habit of answering a question with a question. Here and there are odd sights tucked away. Add intrigue and smell. Who will try? Who will buy? A street vendor skewers on a grill. The mixed scents are like nothing. The mixed scents are nothing like anything sold in London. Try the drilled troglodyte pawns, huge and pale, and their eyes stare bleakly into yours, but they smell fresh. Not bad at all. Tangy and juicesome. Walk on, cheering cheerfully. I cannot speak today. So yeah, get some roasted prawns. There were some that I could do a heart check on, but I was just like, I don't trust those odds. Yes, I think we have Storm and Salt's attention. Which means that we're missing the kind of like the nicest of the God's Stone. Codex, not a lot to do here other than compile a port report. Yes, I am like 2. Oh, 4-stick Corsairs. Hello. You signed a deal with the devil. How is that working out for you? Not very well. George Corsair. Cache of curiosities. An all-skin packet. Something valuable to someone. Oh, I got some drowning pearls. Handy. So this is Mount Palmerston. This is where the this is where some of the cheapest fuel in the game is. So I'm gonna have a quick refuel here. Then I think rather than going to the Frostfound, I think I can go south to the Shepard Isles. Let's see. Get a port, explore the island. Running water, fresh water, a welcome sound. A quiet hollow, a stream of sweet dark water, a grove of parasynthetic fruit trees, boughs heavy with symbiotic fungus. Resupply but take away from the stream. Trees rarely attack. Fish, as any sailor knows, are chancier. Fish in the stream, now and then lazy menacing ripples disturb the surface. There's more in there than sticklebacks. Let's go for the stream one. Well laden, you return to the ship with gale fruit, gloam carp, and freshly filled water casks. This had been a good day. Gained 2 supplies. Very nice. So, give me a moment, because I think journal. Ventura's Desire 7 Devil Bone Dice. That can be arranged. I'm also going to pick up some of these because I know that we need them from somewhere. Ambiguous Eolith. A thinking creature made this, or the sea made this, or both. Devil Bone Dice. The nature of these yellowish morsels is unclear, except they are unlikely to be comprised of deceased devils. They are kept in sealed canisters, possibly as ammunition. Zoop. The colour, old blood on snow. The taste, paprika, mushrooms, irony. The recipe, closely guarded. Okay. We're good. Do I have a port for hold the hook? I don't think I currently have a port for Amph. Nope, did not mean to press escape. And since it's just to the south, I press basically every key other than one I actually meant to press there. Butterfingers! Right. Gather report. Ooh. I picked something up. There's a thing. I can't tell if that's a moving thing or not. It's a silent wreck. Encrusted protrusions of coral fix the wreck's anchors to the seabed. The bow has shattered on the rocks. The anchor chain groans in the current. Enter the wreck. Judging by the progress of decay and its outmoded plating, the ship has lain here since soon after London's fall. This may not be wise. Let's enter it. You don your diving suit. Your airline is extended to enable thorough exploration. As you pick your way across the seabed to the wreck, you notice a weak light shining from within the rockship bow. It illuminates a school of fish skirting around and away from the wreck. The cargo hold is yawning wide, offering easy entrance. Your bosun is to remain outside, the rest you go in. She would sound time in sevens. Be out in 14 minutes, she warns. After 7, fear fits in. Twice that for hallucinations. Thrice that, you'll go dark. No coming back. Let's see. Enter the boiler room. Coal-shrouded furnaces line the walls. The coke is whitened and compressed. It resembles clusters of small teeth. Part of the firewall has collapsed. Inside, a long hollow tube is discarded. Part of a welder's torch. The ship shudders. Something large must have passed by. Go deeper. Ascend to the galley. The ladder shakes as you ascend. Your engineer is waiting. They cannot speak, but gesture ahead. They swim away into the dark. The kitchen is barren. Its covers over to water. Scraps of paper drift near the table. Most are indecipherable. One, written on the inside of a leather cover, reads, "We did not turn back." There are chains across the bed, though no bodies lie buried beneath them. Every cabin is the same, every bed burdened with chains, every room otherwise bereft of the accoutrements of the living. Let's go deeper. Enter the engine room. The walls are gored and scorched. You hear your bosun toy the bell. The engine is charred as though burnt from within. Pages from a waterlogged journal float forlornly by. A name catches your attention. This ship's navigator with the same name as yours. Across the observation deck. It is almost broken in two, half of tilted almost vertically. Support beams and long cable chain the wreck's hearts together. You slowly swing a beam across the gap. It lasts this long, it should take you crawling across it. Below, the ship lies open like a discarded muscle. Jagged metal and rock weight. Your cabin boy swims across before you. He does not look back. Let's enter the bridge. All around you, floating pages from a journal. The handwriting is familiar. You push onwards, the legible writing pressing against your helmet glass. Your engineer swim past you, sinking down to a wreck. I'm going to leave. The ladder cannot take your weight. The hands loose on the wall. You float down to ship bottom, where the crew brought with you wait. They acknowledge your return, but offer nothing. The groaning of the wreck accompanies your return inside your sub. Well, that was creepy. Oh man. Sorry dudes, you picked the wrong ship to handle with. And a wreck ship. Okay. Send a boarding party. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. Oh yeah. The doomed timeline where I got killed by Mount Nomad. You defeated a Corsair and the galley. Your sub-sights illuminate dark tendrils of blood and water. There is movement at a porthole. Some of the Corsairs had survived. Let's negotiate a surrender. Oh, I got supplies and fuel. Jolly good. I have a feeling that you'll do both, depending on the surrender and the option where you just send a boarding party. Give you the same results depending on where it is for when you have different stats. Right then. Let's dock up Shepard Isles. Okay. Okay, a retired monster hunter wants something to remember his glory days. That will give us, so if we give him, we can trade a hunting trophy for a soothing copper longbox, which is nice because the place that we want to take that copper longbox is station 3, which is right here. So we'll just pop over there. And maybe, just in case there's anything interesting down here, we'll go in some marine mode. So here is a rift that we are not going to go down. So the actual reason I'm kind of sailing around a bit is I want to make sure I have the something awaits you in port thing. There we are. Just so, because I think the actions that we want to do on Station 3 require it. Okay. Shepards Wash, the salty hinterland of London, home to heretics, nuns, and shadowy business. Errands for the Acolyte. From time to time, she admits there's something you can do for her. A visit to Smooth and Copper. She has a little jar of heart metal shavings, a bit too small to be reused for any other purpose, picked out of a tea from Nutcracker. Boiling liquids. Soothe meets you at the door. Copper is not home. Soothe has a cauldron or boil ready, and in go shavings. You wouldn't think they'd melt, but they go like butter, swirling into a mix. Have them bottled up by tomorrow forenoon, Sue said, not looking up from the stirring. Deliver a long box to the Acolyte. A faint smile. It's difficult to read her expression behind those goggles. Perhaps she's pleased to see you, or perhaps she's only eager to continue her work. Return later. What we can actually do is just do a kind of loop round here. So just getting a load of soothing copper boxes. We just get a load of boxes and keep trading them. Oh hey, it's a crab. A very small crab. Hi crab. Let's dissect it for knowledge. And I get 25 fragments. That's nice. Abbey Rock. So this is where there are a load of warrior nuns. Let's see. Here the Grim Sisters' lair. Let's see. Strange catches for Scintillax. That's not a bad deal. Compile a port. Offer a gift. The Sisterhood respects two things. Unswavering decades of fidelity to a wholly secret purpose, and the ability to shoot straight. Perhaps you can demonstrate the second. So I'm going to hand over the hunting trophy. A narrow hospitality. The muscular prioress inspects your trophy. I'll put it with the others, she says. Her tone suggests grudging respect. You, and no more than 3 sailors, are invited to dine with them that evening. And you do, on black lava bread and overcooked cavern trout, among fierce women with spiked rosaries. One of them hacks up her trout with an axe. But at the end of the evening, when the plates are cleared away, the room goes quiet. A tall nun with a startling strabismus sings in a rich deep voice like a stolen sunset about the hills of her homeland far above. Firelight flickers on the faces of your crew. Oh, I now have Stone's attention as well. Very far away, but perhaps it's watching you. Cool. Yeah, let's do the Acolytes plot, which requires us to bring lots and lots of the copper long boxes, which is fine because we have lots and lots of hunting trophies to trade for them. Oh look, you came to the wrong neighborhood. Bang. Let's see. Ship is yours. What will you do with her? I will loot it, and I will get some supplies. Hooray! So that crab is actually about as big as the smallest ship that you can get. So, you know, it's not that small, but it's small compared to my current ship. I think it's the big thing. Under the sea, under the sea. Nobody beat us fires and heat us intricacy. We're what the land folk love to cook. Ooh, there's something there, and I think it's moving. Oh, it's a wreck ship. Hi guys, you can't fool us. Sorry about this, but... Right. Destroyed them utterly, perhaps they're still shamming, perhaps you'll need a target practice. Perhaps you just haven't blown anything up in a while. Now let's send the boarding party. There we are. Oh. Oh dear, we're going through River Reed, which damages our hull. Oopsie daisy. Right then. Okay, so we've actually ended up a lot closer to the Corsair's Gorge here, but I see you played shooty shooty before. There we are. That solved the problem. Loot and scuttle her, and I get some more fuel. Always useful. So I've actually taken nearly enough damage to destroy our starting ship. And it's just like, nah, we're cool. Okay, so we can deliver to a ship. Deliver to Smith. She piles up a crate full of discarded heart metal, if you're willing to be made to fetch and carry now. Yep. Matter for weapons. It's sweltering inside the smithy. Best to deposit with boxes close to the door. The smith followed your glance. Heat's not good for reclaim end, he says. But the Acolyte doesn't like him either, all bundled up the way she is. Inside the gate, let's deliver a long box to the Acolyte. Difficult to read her inspection behind its goggles. Return later. See if you can find anything down here. You may be saying this is a very circuitous thing to do, and you'd be right. Yeah. I've had a pretty good day. Cleaned up my flat, went into town, hung out with some friends. Pretty good. That's a mine. No thanks. So that's the achievement that you can get for surviving that. Which I think says a lot about how survivable they expect it to be. Here we are. Field Haven. Alright, we got another box. We're going to do this, guys. We're going to get the Acolyte to like us. Oh, came a bit too early, but dropped off the box anyway. Hello, you foolish pirate steam pennants. Oh look, you exploded. And then loot and scuttle her, and we get some fuel. Nice. I swear, there is actually plot, like with the there is actually plot with the Acolyte that I'm trying to get to. Right. Get another box. Get another box. Do a little dance. Get down tonight. I should not have been daydreaming. Do-ba-do-ba-do. Donk. Station 3, Depot A. Ah, look at that. Just in time. Errands for the Acolyte. A novel present. She's in search of new music to sing at her work. You could write some. Let's try. Genus averted. For a quarter of an hour you think you're on something original, until one of your crew reminds you the tune you're whistling is that Woolstock Jenkins song with a naughty refrain about sinning Jenny. Whoopsie daisy. Well, let's deliver a long box to her. I cannot steer for it. Behold, my legendary ability to not steer. That looks like a crab. Hi, crab. Was that necessary? Not really. Was it fun? Again, not really, to be honest. Okay, I think at this point I'm going to stop getting the... I'm going to get one last box, because I think I need one for the denouement. But then I'm going to go and do something else. It's a thing. Hello, thing. What are you? I hope you're not another mine. You're another mine. Bye. Okay. Right. Good sleeping off a long box. So what I think I'll do, I'll sail over to Gator's Morn, see if there's anything fun to do there, and then I'll come back. Oh dear, you guys again. I don't even have the energy to go and hunt you down. You're just too small. Shepards Wash, the salty hinterland of London, home to hermits, nuns, and shadowy business. Stalagmites loom in the distance like the cranes of Woolstock docks, but vaster, vaster. The Corsair's forest, our lookouts are watchful. Gator's Morn. Right, let's try and get a port. In caution, a steaming bathhouse on the spur of a rock. Water slops over the edge of tubs, far out over the edge to join the sea far below. Scarred captains boast drunkenly of the prizes they've taken and the victims they have marked out. You listen from the shadows. Nice. Okay, I don't want to use up my something awaits me. But what I will do, perhaps, is pick up some... supplies. Of course, you can sell illicit goods here. And of course, you can't expect to get a fair price. Born Vadus Pillar. The name's Borvardus. James Borvardus. Doesn't quite have the same ring to it. I will admit I've never been particularly into James Bond movies. I've never found it particularly exciting. I am going too far north. Erin's questions for the Acolyte. Perhaps if you come to work like you enough, she'll choose to answer some questions about this place. Ask where the corpse had come from. If you're involved in trade, wouldn't it be better if you knew? A matter of indifference. Here and there, she says. It's not that she's trying to be coy. You don't think she much cares about the answer. Most of them from the surface, one way or another. You think that's all she got to say on the matter, but after a long while she has. It's an old trade. They've been coming back this way for generations, to judge by the piles out back. The masters made the arrangement. Summons to the low building. The Acolyte sends you a message requesting assistance with a difficult autopsy. Find out what she wants. Perhaps there'll be something in it for you. A locked coffin. The coffin is banded with iron and triple locked. Leave for the chief, it's labelled. The austere Acolyte is standing over it with a crowbar and a fixed expression. She breaks the lock and pries off the lid. The body inside is her own, or rather it has her nose, her cheekbones, her long fingers. Its hair is longer, and something about its eyes makes it appear more desolate. But it is, or at least it could be, her twin. Her death was my fault, said the Acolyte bleakly, so of course she's come back to me. Help her, this one won't be easy. The unbound knot. The growth is not in such a difficult place that she has any difficulty finding it, but the Acolyte works slowly and grimly. She talks angrily to the corpse. She talks to it about her childhood together. She calls it sister. She resents it for dying, considers it careless, but also blames herself. The metal ball is lumpy and hard under the breastbone. When the Acolyte gets to the centre, she pushes the ball towards you. As an afterthought, she lets you borrow her goggles as well. The secret, when you can focus enough to make it out, is this. The austere Acolyte's twin was not her twin, not her sister at all. The Acolyte never had a sister. This being took up wearing a mirror of her face early in her childhood. It was drawn by the early promise, by the likelihood of her success. Invented a comforting lie. How lonely she would be to learn. Tell her the truth. Not what she expected. The news does not comfort her. When she hears it, she takes the scalpel back up and continues the autopsy, dismantling the corpse down to its small organs. She won't talk, she won't sing. The pellet to dark matter sits on its tray. Once more, you encounter the Acolyte one more time. Ask about her situation. It seems unlikely the other Acolytes offer each other much consolation. He'd never seen any sign of friendship between them anyhow. Real consolation. Offer her the consolation of friendship. Long into the night. She visits you aboard ship, and you talk for long hours, lit only by the jar of phosphorescent beetles. Her stories cover many incidents, past and present, many famous people she attended while she was still a practicing doctor. Certain details of rubbery man anatomy she found astonishing. You and she will never speak like this again. You are leaving, and she does not expect to be on the island by the time you might return. That's what it makes it so easy to talk, and so comforting. You now have this, a dream of red. This is a chapter of a crimson book. that notorious compilation of love stories long sought by the masters of Bazaar. Also get two hearts and one secret. Surrender a long box for payment. The Acolyte is gone, but her colleagues will survive suitable payment. Return later. So yeah. A Dream of Red is an item that I think you can carry between you in different games. So when this captain dies, or as it's looking more and more likely, just complete their mission, we'll hand it over there. Okay, we've been to Gator's Morn. Let's sail on to Port Cecil and then to Nook, and then to the Undercrow, to Nuncio, to the Khans, and then down to the Chunate for a bit of grinding. Oh, Lucian Scuttle her. 2 supplies and 2 fuel, and we also get Memory of Different Shores. So that page was from the journal entry where they find Irem, which we've done before, which we've read out before, so I couldn't be bothered to read it again. You're being watched. Well, we are sailing in through a load of stalactites in a place run by pirates. Like, I'd be disappointed if we weren't being watched, to be honest. Hey guys, that'd be cool if I just tailgate you. Let's see, and we get some more fuel. Very nice. I feel like in universe I shouldn't be expected to regard pirate fleets as fuel depots, but I kind of do at this point. Yeah. So next stop is Port Cecil. You may remember this from that other really long side quest that I did involving killing off the coal via chest. Okay, Port Cecil. Gather intelligence. What happens here? Let's go and gather some Scintillate. The shining mind has dissolved. You know why and how. The coal is fading. You won't find only a single scintillant lump. So I want to keep some scintillates on hand, just because of there's a particular side quest that takes a while, but. There we are, down here to Nook. And of course, when I say down here, I do mean down here. So Nook is the giant maw. The edge of Nook. Let's see, return to Nook. You have met your place now, and you have learnt that the liberal ingestion of wine before a visit increases your tolerance for Nook water. The beast quivers with distaste at your trespass. Again, you remove your clothes and put them safely in the watertight diving suit compartment. As the water rushes in, you are ready, taking gulps to speed transition. It feels less like drowning now and more like baptism. You swim into Nook with skin and mind tingling, reborn in the airlock's cold steel. Let's see. Search for the recipient of the almost dead man's letter. Where you find this etched tooth house. Sounds like no bad idea. You do your best, but those few Nook folk willing to help are unable to make their signing comprehensible. Let's see. Okay, search for recipient again. A man lost in freedom. A complex exchange of hand signals suggests that you should swim up. The Latitudian's home can be found in the Great Moor. Swim upwards to a Great Moor. Let's see. A twitching cathedral of ivory, flesh and decay. The moor curves far enough to be swallowed by the darkness of the sea. Entire shipwrecks might have been mulched between hooked teeth that dwarf London's mightiest monuments. Investigate an etched tooth house. A flinty Latitudian keeps its upper cavities filled with compressed air, allowing a number of activities otherwise impossible in watery Nook. The external surface of the house is covered with engravings. Rows of battling soldiers, some with the heads of dogs, a mountain ablaze, ships riding on a river, and each ship has a human mouth. You swim inside and up to chambers of eggy air. In the cavities of its etched tooth home, trapped air pockets allow activity largely forsaken in Nook. Conversation. A handful of Nook folk gather there to reminisce. The brevity is admired, the air is precious and rapidly fouls. The Latitudinarian watches and listens. He keeps a merciless peace within his house, and cares not a damn for what happens outside of it. Deliver the almost dead man's letter. The flinty Latitudian takes it suspiciously. He reads slowly, correspondence of unknown in look. When he finishes, he reads it again. Fool, he says, his voice is rough and fond. Tell Lorenzo that Rosina makes her own choices, and tell him that revolt was never his damn fault. I took the decision to charge the gate. I missed the hyena's reproach. He blames himself too much, and I'll be damned if he takes this one from me. It's my fault, and I mean to be buried with it. Tell him that he can get his own failures, and tell him, no, never mind. Too late. Too bloody late. Memory of Nook, strategic information, and the secret. Let's see. Tell him recent news. Oh, that's handy. Return to the Great Moor. Swim down to ruptured throat. A torn pinback cavity in flesh wall offers access to the city's monstrous host. Razor-sharp teeth beside a building jut from fatty garnet red flesh. Many teeth have been quarried out into homes, barricaded by scraps of wood from shipwrecks. Let's return to the submarine. Air again, how refreshing. Good, all is well. Anything that happens in Nook shall remain in Nook. Cool. Right, so we're going to go up to the Undercrow and deliver this latest letter. And then we're going to basically kind of meander down to the Gaunt Pole. Unclear what this is, but the engineer assures us it will burn. Stock up on some oxygen. Ooh, what's that? Crab carcass. A rigid claw rises from the seabed. A colossal crab lies half buried in the sand. It is only recently dead. Succulent flesh nestled in the brittle shell. Harvest meat for supplies. Ooh! Grab meat. You lead a small complement of your crew out of the gloom. You work swiftly, shattering the claw and twisting the white meat from underneath. Your crew attack the shell with vigor and hammers, while your bosun marks the time in sevens. You return to your submarine, lay down with crab meat. The broken shell is left to the sea. You are a beloved. You are a very funny looking fish. You are possibly soon to be dead funny looking fish. Bye bye. Let's see. Dissecting for knowledge. Your bellies can wait. A job half done. And here I'd hope you find me a challenge for surgeon size, setting apart a cleave and reaching for pliers instead. The beloved's inside a network of old and overlaid scars, as though it had been assembled and stitched together over and over. The thing is more patchwork than creature. Who or what could have had the power to put it back together and send it on its way? Ooh, mysterious. Bang. Let's fill its supplies now. The fin! No, wait, the flank! No, wait, the liver! Oh, the eye! Oh, salt! No fruit de mer, this is meat. There's no other word for it. Rosy pink and sweet and tasting like the finest steak. No like cream, no like marbled honey. And suddenly it's all gone, and only the smell of a bristle brisket is left lingering on your plates. Your fingers. So the one who binds the people who bind the shark. Ooh, curious sack. Cut it open, what's within it? Sea eggs. Call them sea eggs, the bosun suggests. We don't want to tell the crew what they actually are. They're safe to eat, but you know. So the one who binds the shark are the followers of the Dawn Machine. That thing that lives down here. I'm not sure if we even know why they do it, but it's them. There's something in there, but now that I've gone past the entrance, I can't bother to go and investigate. A dull tolling echoes down the bridge, a distress bell now failing. And this current wants to take me in the opposite way to where I want to go. That's why I've slowed down. Here we are, the Undercrow. Slide in. Dock. The Undercrow, a deep rollick cavern, thick with a fungal smoke and cave moths. Bestow the latitudian forgiveness. The almost dead man has less to apologise than he thought. Just like that, forgiven? The almost dead man is agape. He insists you repeat the exchange, probing it for falsehood or insincerity. Then he shakes his head with some effort and releases an immense sigh. For a moment he resembles a bloated, Betterfuic cherub, delivering a wrong comrade's retribution. You gain one Undercrow dying grace. Deliver a final letter to the burning lady in Amph. One final message. She was, the man's voice catches. With a trembling hand, he caresses the decorated R on the seal. I never should have left her. The old man's fingers are loath to release the letter. When they do, when the most moth trembles in his chest, the incomparable Illyrian has the decency to look away. Assemble port. Provide wine for a dying man's toast. For a dead man's toast. Dying works up a thirst, but I should like to make a toast. To immortality! Bony fingers clutch the cup with effort. To immortality and those who died in its pursuit. Something twists deep in the man's stomach. He coughs up a curiously sculptured stone. That includes us, grub. Yep, so let's meander down here to the Khans, maybe to Saviour's Rocks with all of the fun spiders, and then down to the Gantpole. Nuncio! Right, let's do some more shift work and offer employment to a postal rat niece. He asks as a favour and she sounds well trained and eager. There we are. Alright. Also, assemble port report. Just a quick visit to Nuncio. We've been here quite a lot, so... The Think Not a Vortex is a wonderful line, is a wonderful name for it. Khan's Heart. Find your contact. The Khan natives wary of Imperial spies. Go very carefully. You have half directions you need. The others should be a dead drop on the docks. Let's give it a shot. Wasn't able to do it. Bugger. Wander Khan's Heart. A shrine of a deep blue heaven. Above, the roof of the earth is black, impassive, prickled with fault stars. But the Carnagans still remember the sky. You pass an oval shrine with a doomed roof. The interior is painted a deep, pure indigo. Citizens kneel below it while the blue priest speaks. As you reach the climax of his hair, a rosy golden light swells into the dome. The worshippers murmur in complacent delight. The dome is now perfect, heartbreaking morning sky blue. A colour you haven't seen for how long? Filament bulbs, your bowstone wishes importantly behind you. Give me honest gaslight any day. The Carnate has electrical light, and we're just like, yeah. That's cool. Don't accidentally switch to OBS. So they weren't able to get our information, but you know, easy come, easy go. Right. I am yawning a lot this week. So a lot of my streams this week have me yawning a lot, and essentially I kind of ran out of meds on Monday and wasn't able to get them refilled till Wednesday. And it turns out that going off my meds make me really tired. So if you heard me yawning a lot this week, basically that's because I keep accidentally getting wipes. Okay. Traveller's Friend. Got a captivating treasure that we can sell. I want to keep the artifacts because they can be used for the almanac, which is worth a lot more. I'm going to stock up on a bit of fuel and some supplies. There we are. Okay. So just in case, I'm going to switch out my gun. So I'm about to go through the territory that is patrolled sometimes by the Tree of Ages. And so my idea is if I switch to a box full of very angry dream snakes. Wait, do I? Hold. I don't think I do. It's definitely a thing you can get with the Tireless Mechanics story. But I don't think it's a thing that I have currently. Yeah, it's definitely something you can sell there, but it's not something I have at the moment. It is a bit weird, but I don't know. I think I do prefer it to just not being able to see it. A floating strand of webs caresses your face. The air hints at spiders. The nativity, with scuttling reaches. Intricate webs stretch into a darkness where the shadows are never still. Gossamer threads stolen by the breeze tickle goosebumps on your skin. 1,000 unseen eyes pause to mimic more. I have no candles. Right. The Haunted Doctor. We can take him as a, Please, I must leave the terrible place. The soul spiders will not take me back. Please. Welcome aboard. The Haunted Doctor hurries aboard the ship. He pauses, looking at the cursed wasteland of Saviour's Rocks. The lady said I would never be able to get it back once it was thrown away. I see she was. Never mind. Is this my cabin? Yes, it is more than I deserve. I now have one Haunted Doctor, preparing for a festival of silk. The glumness of nativity is broken by the reds and gold of freshly hung banners. Spider-worshipping weavers and widows guide the traders in readying their celebration of gratitude to the generous neighbours that silently watch over them from the shadows. Compile a report. The silk traders of nativity know better than to risk loose chatter. Still, a contribution to a festival might loosen their tongues. Silk traders don't talk much. In particular, they don't talk of the sorrow spiders at their feet, over their heads, or crawling over them as they sleep. Spiders? We will not have to talk about the generous neighbours, they say with haste in raised voices. Let's see. Assess the festival preparations. The assistance of an experienced captain and crew will hardly be turned down. Quiet murmurs of appreciation. The traders of the nativity have little practice showing appreciation, but at least put in an effort. In particular, they not entirely accidentally let slip of the accord of grace, a hospitality granted visitors by the generous neighbours of whom they would speak no ill. They do, however, hint that this only applies to travellers arriving through a port. Those unlucky enough to run aground on the rocks can consider themselves, but no. A sorrow spider might hear something they would of course never say. So, I can't meet the embassy yet, but damn it, I couldn't see where it was. That thing does a lot of damage. I don't like it. Ah, there's its spit attack. Yep, don't get in front of it either. Still, we got it down to below 50% HP. Some awkward maneuvering. Both sides are like, okay, how the hell do I attack this thing? Shit. Oh! 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 Where did it go? Guys, we killed the Tree of Ages! Alright. The Tree of Ages uprooted, its carapace cracked like armoured ice. Bulbous, many-legged shapes worn out, flood the water. The spiders which comprise its flesh, fleeing like rats. It's breaking up! Loot. The Tree of Ages carry no cargo, only spiderflesh and venom. Perhaps you have need of spiderflesh. Learn. Watch for dissolution, learn what you can. Right, give me a sec. I want to make sure that I choose the right option. Because I want the heart. Yeah, okay. Loot. Pulsing relics. Here is a writhing organ, there a twitching limb. Your ship slows as it navigates the slick of stinking, dying spider flesh, awash with bluish, copper-smelling blood. You see and learn more than you've ever wished. There, in that tubal shelf, sheath. Haul it out with a boat hook. What is it? There will always be another Tree of Ages. The soul spiders are patient and numberless, but you have this one's heart. The oldest and deadliest arachnist from its chitinous core. Deadliest, and now thankfully dead. Okay. So today might have accidentally turned into the finale of the Father's Bones ambition. The generous neighbours don't actually mind. Like, there's no side effect. There is something you can do to piss them off. But the Tree of Ages... So, basically, the spiders are arranged in these things called spider councils, each of which is own thing. And the Tree of Ages is a spider council that chose to basically go to sea. So, they're not the same... they're not the same creature. Let's just blow up a lawn fluke in celebration. Like, they don't like being bad mouths in general, but, you know, just because you destroyed that lot doesn't mean you're all bad. Oh, failed the challenge. Okay, so what I think I'm going to do, I am going to finish this play. I'm going to finish this stream in a moment. So yeah, I'm going to finish the stream. So basically, next stream will be the actual, let me think about this. Do I want to finish it now, or do I want to save it for next stream? Let me think. Yeah, all that remains is to go back to Fam King. I think I'm going to do it. I'm going to keep going. Actually, what I might do is... yeah. Okay. So, I'm gonna go and do it. Sorry to... I know there's a couple of people who regularly watch this who weren't able to look at it at the moment. So if you missed it, sorry, but here we go. I've never actually finished this ambition before. It's one I've always gone, oh man, that would take too long. And so when you consider that we started this back in January, like, even with all the side stuff I've done, this has taken a really long time to finish. And it's just one of the ambitions. So yeah. Albino More, you might have the honor of being the last enemy we face in this dream. Yeah. Butcher now has an unpossessing mass. The final fish friend. Alright. Here we go. Okay. The Putamen King's Hold, Lorkin Port, named for that most enterprising of drownies. Phosphor cells burn green. Somewhere below, the king waits. Right. Just in case, I'm going to repair my ship. The song is shaping. As they work, the drownies sing of shaping, of iron, of stone, of flesh. They sing of persuasion, of correction, of force. They sing of coal and how it may be punished. They sing of stars. Compile report. Descend to an audience with the Putamen King. The Putamen King is the Lord of the Drownies, those dead who won't stop swimming. With some accounts, he's the Lord of all who die at sea, bringing him a story to pickle his curiosity. Speaking to reporter has the skin of a shark. She has a drowned woman's eyes. It's not permitted to look at her hands. Yes, she rasps. That story is sufficient. She opens the valves of pearl and permits you to pass into the conduit. Discuss the matter of your father's bones. This is the salt-blown heart of the hold. The Putamen King floats in his throne, a gem-starred bowl of sea stone, the size of a banqueting table. He's wearing a dressing gown of purple brocade, soaked dark with salt water. He leans his chin calmly on his hand. Beneath the surface of water in his throne, his hidden regions pulse constantly, incessantly. Discuss the matter of your father's bones. Your complexity, I have a more personal petition. You know something of my father, or what remains of him. Present the spider that was the heart of the Tree of Ages. Your complexity, here is the heart of a legend. One leg trick, which is in dead reflex. Charmless beast, Putamen King remarks. I'm very glad to see this one ended. There are no friends for my bride, here. His drowning chamberlain spirits the heart away on a platter and gives you a barbed iron charm for your ship's prow. At a nod of the king, he also hands you a set of carved ivory spheres within spheres. By way of reward, the king explains, for your sound choice of target. Introduce the Putamen King to your chef Paramount. The chef has learned everything there is to know of cuisine above the waters. Perhaps he is ready to learn of the culinary treasures below. You'd miss him, but you own the chance. Magnificent! The chef's mustaches quiver with excitement. He kisses his hand to you and bows creakily to the Putamen King's side. I at your complexity service. I have so many questions. The savours of Shepards Wash, are they distinct? Can mutton salt survive that fundamental pressure? Is the feast truly fruit fresh? The king attempts several times to interrupt the chef's excited babbling. When he fails, he gestures to the chamberlain. You are rewarded with a word that compels attention, and assurance that your service has been recognized. Hearts and secrets. Let's see. Give a Fam King an utter short sprawl. Perhaps it's not what he expected. If not, that would be fun actually. An emission from a far place. The Fam King Chamberlain takes the spoil from you and carries it to him on a slaver of verdigrised bronze. The Fam King accepts the gifts and abruptly drops it into the throne pool. It disappears into the churn of the King's under-regions. The King sits upright, blinking. My, he says, the saucy old creature. Perhaps I should not share this story with my bride. A very satisfactory service, Captain. I have sent you certain leaves from my library, and you have fulfilled my request. He's just like, oh man. Let's see. I am going to give it. I'm going to give him Memento Mori, because I don't usually start. So you can. One of the things you can do when you're starting a new captain is you can give it a weapon. And the Memento Mori, I usually don't start with it because it's not that difficult a quest to do to get hold of. And you can't use it on the starting boat. So I'm going to prevent Fam King with my Memento Mori. Intriguing. What a completely horrible object, the Fam King observes. Honestly, if you had flayed a star and brought me its skin, it could not have been more appalling than this. But I recognize the achievement. You have fulfilled my request. At a gesture, a drowning child walks forward, bare feet slapping, to present you with a knife of coal. The Chamberlain, meanwhile, kindly arranged to replace your device with a weapon from a ship they had recently eaten. Oh, I got a Bandersnatch to replace it. Bear witness to the creator's end. Let's see. The first creator was elder and unkind. This will certainly satisfy the Fam King. An ending, and then ceased to move. I had never seen a moth so big, and its wings, figured with patterns in all the colours I brought the creator. The Fam King listened, his face expressionless, but his under-regions pulsed with hammerish fury. Very good, he said at last, a little breathlessly. You have filled my request. Come closer. I will tell you something of the movement of moths, their mysteries and evasions. The Fam King Key. Finally, the Fam King beckons you closer. You have done everything I asked. So few people do, you know. You are an exception, and so I make an exception to you. You bend to place your ear by his mouth. The reek of the drowned. The Fam King stinks of salt and rotting flesh, but also something electric, ozone, alien. His breath is cold. He whispers into your ear, and then he presses something into your palm of your hand. Go now. Good luck. He smiles thinly. Perhaps one day your child will stand before me and ask the same question. You have a knife to match the one at the King's castle. You have fulfilled the Cavern King's request. Right. So if we go into journal, objective. Find your father's bones and then retire. This determines how you win. Right. One last trip to the end of the world. We're going back to King's castle. One last sail. So during this round, the only one that we didn't end up bringing closure to was the man underneath the Undercrow, and that can be solved by our next captain. Ah! It would appear our true final foe is to be a glorious dreadnought. Yeah. I remember when the first session that we had, dodging around these guys. What do you do with her? Scuttle her. One last good meal. Peaches, such peaches, amber and dawn, Azim and Sappho's one, and is caught when the taste makes him burst into tears. Pack them carefully, don't bruise them. So, your father ends up in different places depending on which starter, which background you took at the start. All the way back. So I chose soldier, so he ends up here. But I think that's the right choice because that's the most dramatic. Here we are, King Leith's castle. Your father's bones at King Leith's castle. Match the knife to its twin. The Fam King gave you a knife. It's an exact twin of the one he gave your father. If you can find and match it. There, that is the one. An unclean thing. This is the knife that once lay in the heart of your father. When you take it up, gingerly, a dark and shorting joy shoots through you. Your bones tighten, your eyes sharpen, your blood pounds. Your sailors back away as you raise it, growling with feral energy. It fades, you are yourself again, although something remains, something that would devour kings. And this pitiable knot of brown bones, picked clean by Zia and Islerat, this is your father. Whatever unclean thing he came for, he failed. Perhaps you can give him peace. Return to London with your father's bones to complete the game. Trophy a shattered coral knife. Again, 25 iron. Eat your crew. That'd be one way of ending it. Compile a report. Why not? Everything is horrible. It's not really an appropriate title for a formal report, is it? Let's find something a little more clinical. Right then. We come this far, let's end it. We're going back to London. And go under the sea to avoid that. I keep saying things are the last enemy we'll face, and then it turns out, nope. Silly Matilda. Yeah, I'm not sure why we can go this. In death, the phalite, phalate looks like the grisly collage of an untamed vivisectionist. Mercifully, most of it has stopped moving. Deceptive for knowledge. Perhaps it would make more sense in pieces. I can't make head nor tail nor stomach lining of it, Skipper. You run out of note cards before you run out of different parts to classify, and after a while you can't tell the difference between the before and after piles. You'll get as much out of this beast before organising a game of footy what's left. Right, so I'm actually going to stop at Khan Shadow. Basically, you can buy treasures there, which can be converted into heirlooms at London. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to buy a load of heirlooms so that our next character starts off with a bit of cash. Also because we might need a bit of fuel. O'Keefe's Drift. Actually, do you know what? Nah. I was going to say we could clear out the final bit of darkness on the way out, but... I'm imagining the captain sailing back and thinking in hindsight, these bones are really kind of crappy trophy to bring back from all these questing. Better buy something cool. So, the actual trophy is the knife that the Fam King gave us. We're going to bury the bones. It's more, you know, if I'm retiring, you know, I don't need, I might as well kind of set some stuff up. Here we are, Khan Shadow, Wanderer's Haven. Traveler's Friend. So I want to buy 3 more Atlantic artifacts because they can also be made into heirlooms, and I'll buy 2 more captivating treasures. Right then. One trip more. So I think the lesson we took from this is be careful when fighting with teenagers, but you can do it. Let's see. Polythean. Might as well gather some intelligence. Sell that, and let's move on. Right then, let's just keep sailing. I want to stock it to me island because I forgot to refuel. And one last thing with Matilda setting off from a port without remembering to do stuff that they said they were going to do when they came in. Gotta end like we've been, end like we've been going on before. Okay. Right. Compile a port report. INM's activity here don't seem that interesting. Nevertheless, record what you can. Right, let's buy some fuel. And then onwards. One last visit through the Salt Lions. I say last, like, I've still got other ambitions to do. Like, we're not finishing, we're not finished with Sunless Sea yet. I don't know. We'll talk about this later. Basalt Lions after. Two basalt beasts cathedral size, they frown eternally as he covered across the black waves. The Northern carries the remnants of an encampment, fraying and tattering in the wind. A supply dock stands empty below. From time to time, we watch some engineer attempts a considerable assembly of the Salt Lions. It never ends well. Perhaps they left something. Nothing. Gain one in fragment. About the port. An end. Even time has halted here. Who comes to survey the ruins? It appears that we've caused the end of so many things at this point. Oh! Is that... It's the pirate poet! We get to see her one last time. I love it. Investigate the wreckage. Rescue the pirate poet. Once again, the familiar dance. Words are no longer needed. The pirate poet bows her head, acknowledges your victory. Next time, though, a smart smile adds, don't expect her to go so easy on you. And we get some more fuel. There we are by Furiosa. You get to see your wife one last time with this captain. Right then. Here we are. The good old London town. Baz Stephen's abyss staring up at us from the seabed. So, yeah. Next session we'll be doing a lot of stuff with the abysses, or at least we'll be starting to. I'm going to do something a bit shorter. Right. The lights of London welcome you home. A breath of relief. As soon as the gangplank touches the quarry side, the terrors of the deep sea lighten. Walks taller, smile readily. From what dreams may cling. Collect message from the harbour master. Right then. Spend some time with my family before. And, when I was a boy, I asked my nurse, when you break a law, what happens to pieces? Now I know, but I need something else. Did he need anything I can give him? Nope. Okay, alarming scholar. I have one last colossal flute core that I'm going to hand over. Be skeptical with Admiral, pass on some strategic information. I'm doing this because I need a bit of money to kind of sort some last things out. So let's hand in some last bunches of port reports. Goodness, we don't often hear news from there. Streaming sometimes. How curious, no spiders at all, they say. They are indeed blessed. Polypheum, Returnate, Codex, Fam King's Hold, of course, Khan's Shadow. King is his castle, Despair's fastness. The Salt Lions, Agul, the Hut, the Muse Gate, Gantpole, Nook, Anth, the Undercrow. Okay, your lodgings, visit your study. I might as well create a serene aquarium. I have enough secrets. Mysterious motions. Watch this Ichthydian enigma traverse the Kank. Emotions are subtle and elegant. They induce tranquility. Perhaps, too, they reveal divinatory truths. Let's see. Oh, don't quite have enough Atlantis artifacts. Oh well. Let's make a load of heirlooms. Let's hope the silly long fuel appreciates the lengths you went to. I now have 5 heirlooms. Right then. Your father's bones, safe harbour. You are home, and so is he. Victory! Retire with your father's bones restored. An ending approaches. Your father's bones, safe harbour. Rain at funerals is the chorus. The Nerf chooses to grace this afternoon with one of its thin and melancholy showers. Water drops glisten on the shovel, the coffin, the pale expense of a vicar's forehead. Not many Londoners remember your father, but the sense of occasion, the long quest, the final return to rest, has brought out a sizable crowd. Mourners line up to shake your hand. When they speak, you hear only the sea. Return home. One by one the mourners depart. Waves beat at the edge of hearing. A quiet afternoon. Afterwards, you give the servants the evening off. The house is empty. The clock ticks. The roof beams creak companionably. You can still hear the sea. You now have a trophy. A daguerreotype of a memorial. The image on an imposing memorial. The rain-blurred name is difficult to read. Choose a legacy to reserve something for your next captain. Okay, so a dream of red increases starting hearts by 25. So there's a whole load of these things that you can get. Horizon Codex, Travelling Light, Manual of Miracles, and Abundation of Her Heart, and Rubuku Sharps. Right, so, who was I? I was their rival, and I'm going to take the Hellthrasher. I think, yeah, I can get... Okay, so I can receive 50% of their money, 50% of their mirrors value. Yeah, mirrors was the other one I increased the most, so I'm going to choose that. So those are my new starting stats. So I'm starting with quite a big boost, particularly in Iron and Hearts. Except Legacy. Yes. Captain's making. 3 decades ago, in the reign of Victoria, London was stolen by bats. Now it lies a mile below the surface. It was dreadfully inconvenient for everyone, but it opened a vast black ocean to you. Welcome to the Undersea. I am going to choose a Pathways and Shadows. For now you are a mystery. An occurrence, your dresser quantity is now Mumble. Your stranger quality is gone. Welcome to a world. Someone is looking for package. Welcome, delicious friend. A passenger. Agree to carry the anxious university student to Hunter's Keep. He has no money, so the other captain has no interest. But he's a passionate youth, and Paul insists that his studies on lawn flutes will be rewarding enough. Yep. He jumped for joy as you agree to take him board. Thank you, thank you. Please, head me to Hunter's Keep right away. A lawn flute, a full dead lawn flute, what ashore. I'm doing my thesis on them. Did you know they can suggest human memory, and I may never have a better chance to study one up close. So shipyard. So we're back in the original ship. We can sell that. Right, so before we do anything else, I'm just going to leave and then dock so that it auto saves the game. Okay, Alex's story is over. So this time, the child of Alex, this new captain, we're going to do something a bit quicker. So we are going to explore the abysses of the Undersea. And hopefully we're going to do this quite kind of focused, so we're going to go down, get the submarine, do the abysses, move on to the next character, where we're going to do the immortality. We're going to do the immortality ending. So yes, that will be the next, however long this takes. Okay, thanks for watching, guys. I didn't mean for this to be finale, but it turns out it was. And I think it went pretty well. So, see ya.